Hi there, good evening and welcome to this Sunday edition of This Is Exclusive, in which we bring to you exclusive elements, angles and even stories from the day. And this evening we are focusing on our prime story through the last week, Dharmasthala and the conspiracy to malign Hinduism. In fact, we are bringing to you very exclusive elements, unmasking the masked man who has been spearheading the maligning campaign. In fact, Angle 2 of this story and another exclusive is the man who was motivating this masked man, unmasking the masked man and the motivator in chief behind the story. We are unraveling that, as also Pakistan pulls out yet another toolkit to carry out its nefarious terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir, enlisting Afghan soldiers this time. Our focus, let's begin with the headlines. Republic Kannada has unmasked the masked man. We have access to his voter ID card and address. As per intel sources, Pakistan's ISI has drawn up a fresh terror plan post Operation Sindoor. The Hizbul Mujahideen is being pushed again, and of course Afghan terror elements now to be the new face of terrorism in Kashmir. And Dhaka plays the Pakistan card. We have Pakistan's Foreign Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar visiting Bangladesh, spends 2 days, meets Mohammad Yunus and others. Caught on camera beating up his wife, a man arrested and shot at in an encounter. Police arrest his mother as well as the family kills the daughter-in-law for dowry. And Ukraine's drone attacks trigger fire at the Kursk nuclear plant. Russia-Ukraine war refuses to settle. Right, welcome back, friends. Republic Kannada has unmasked the masked man who was the anonymous complainant, claiming to have information on multiple murders, rapes and burials in the Dharmasthala temple town. We have now accessed his voter ID card and the address thereupon. The masked man is a resident of Erode district in Tamil Nadu. His home was in the Maoist belt in the region, where once LTT cadres were given relief homes. Also the belt from where Veerappan operated. As per our reports, the masked man left his home in April this year, and that's when the plot against the Dharmasthala temple town, the Dharmasthala hoax, began. You can see in the pictures, Republic has now unmasked the voter ID of the masked man, which now has its address also. Can we show the voter ID with some elements? Essentially what we are seeing is that the whole conspiracy is unraveling. This was clearly an attempt by a neo-convert to malign Hinduism, his former religion. And we have, in fact, newsroom live from our Kannada newsroom, our sister channel. We have Sri Lakshmi live now, in fact, joining us from Bengaluru. Sri Lakshmi, this really nails the evidence that this man who earlier was a Hindu, then converted, and then as part of the conversion syndicate, clearly conspired to malign his former religion, and that gets established. His earlier identity gets established with this voter ID card.
Very true, Abhishek. Republic Kannada has played a major role in bringing out all the truths regarding this masked man, even before the SIT does so. Now we have come up with his voter ID card, and we also visited his village as well. And people over there are saying that he was, even his ex-wife also said the same thing, that he was a habitual liar. And recently, he was lured by he must have been lured by a huge amount of money to conspire against the holy place of Dharmasthala. And now it is very clear that since he has yielded himself to conversion, since the beginning there was an angle to this whole story claimed by Hindu groups saying that conversion mafia is playing out a big role in this whole conspiracy. If you can see in South Kendra district, there's huge number of conversions are happening. The allegations of huge number of conversions are there since a decade. And now Dharmasthala was the strong Hindu holy place where crores of devotees keep visiting always. So it was very hard to convert the people over there in Dharmasthala and nearby places. In whole South Kendra district, it is only Dharmasthala which is a very strong Hindu religious place. And crores of devotees from all over every nook and corner of Karnataka visit Dharmasthala and very strongly believe. We can even observe that all these people who are involved in Dharmasthala mass burial case were also involved in Saujanya case, which has been happening since 2014.
Right.
What they claim is they are having all the evidences, but they don't produce it in the court. Abhishek.
Right. Sri Lakshmi, in fact, stay with us. I believe we have another development, an angle related to the same story, which is the man who converted this masked man. In fact, next only this, not only this, but intel sources have revealed that the priest who's identified as Arogya Swami was the one who was running the conversion syndicate, as part of which he converted this masked man, and which means that the two came together to conspire to malign Dharmasthala. And he's also from Tamil Nadu as the face or the masked face of the conspiracy, the priest called Arogya Swami. If I could go back to Sri Lakshmi for more on this. Sri Lakshmi, what do we know about this priest? He's from Tamil Nadu, obviously, just like this masked man. But is he part of a big conversion syndicate? How close is the SIT to really arresting him if the connections are established?
It is very much likely that if the connections are established, SIT may arrest him. But I don't think as of now SIT is much keen on this angle because this argument was there since the investigation had started. Since the day the masked man had come up with a skull, entered into police station. Since that day, Hindu groups in Dakshina Kannada were claiming this angle, but SIT had not ever. It is said that the sources have said that SIT had not given importance to this angle. But Republic Kannada has come up with these evidences of this priest who is behind this masked man. It is also said that in Erode district where this masked man used to stay, his home was in the Maoist belt and the Western Ghats where LTTE cadres were given relief homes. Also the belt from where this Veerappan operated, if we can remember. So reporters also said that he has left his home in April this year to plot the Dharmasthala hoax. Just to plot this Dharmasthala hoax, he had left his home from Mandya.
Right.
Abhishek.
Final question, Sri Lakshmi, before I let you go, a quick short question. Are we looking at the possibility of political linkages emerging now between the conversion syndicate, the masked man, and those who might have supported or backed these people?
very true, Abhishek. If we can link the dots which are separate now, we can see the clear picture which pops out. There's a Delhi angle to it. There's an influential person who had met this team in Delhi and hatched out all this conspiracy and gave a skull and instructed this Chinaya. And it is also said that these people are connected to leftist ideologists and so-called, urban Naxals or so-called intellectuals in many cities like in Kerala, in Bangalore, in Tamil Nadu as well. Very recently, we can observe that there was an open public meeting which was happening here in Bangalore itself, wherein intellectuals like C.S. Dwarkanath, lawyer like Balan, and many other people had gathered in public support of this masked man and the theory which he is propagating. They very publicly supported this masked man, saying that mass burials have happened in Dharmasthala.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much. Clearly, political linkages also emerging. We are not letting go of this story. In fact, it's going to intensify further, as also our coverage of that. Thank you so much, Sri Lakshmi, for joining us with that perspective on the evolving, very important story coming out of Karnataka, the Dharmasthala hoax and the entire conspiracy to malign the place of religion, as also, of course, the religion itself. We'll keep close track. Moving on for now to another exclusive story we are bringing to you this evening, which is coming in from our intelligence sources. And Pakistan's ISI, it seems, has drawn up a fresh terror plan post-Operation Sindoor, as part of which the Hizbul Mujahideen is being pushed again to activate its cells and, of course, send in fresh foreign terrorists into Jammu and Kashmir. This is apart from the Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish that continue to execute their attacks from the shadows. In fact, as per this plan accessed by our intelligence agencies, it seems that Pakistan is also, or the ISI to be more precise, is also looking at the possibility of getting more Afghan nationals rostered for terror duty. Now, this could be because Pakistan had already shifted terror training camps after the Pulwama Balakot airstrikes of India to some areas of Afghanistan, which are controlled by the Haqqani network. And let's, for more information, go to Gursimran. Gursimran is joining us live from Jammu. He's the one who's getting this information. The agency is also focusing on large-scale infiltration. The ISI is focusing on large-scale infiltration. Gursimran, you get us this information. Please tell us, how does it work on the ground? Of course, it's clear that Pakistan has, is being incorrigible, is not learning its lessons post the Operation Sindoor. And two, it is trying to get in Afghan nationals, obviously, to bring in an element of deniability in its role in terror.
See, Abhishek, it is very clear what we are learning from our sources in the intelligence agencies is that Pakistan is now up to what they have done post Pulwama terror attack in 2019. At that time in 2019, when the name of Jaish-e-Mohammed surfaced, what Pakistan did, they brought in the People's Anti-Fascist Front, the Resistance Front, and similar groups in Jammu and Kashmir to give terrorism a local color. But now with India getting the TRF registered as a global terror organization by the United States, now it is also under the radar of the United States and also the international scrutiny, which may land Pakistan in trouble. And that's why what the agencies are telling us, that Pakistan is working on a new strategy. The strategy is that Lashkar and Jaish-e-Mohammed will continue to carry out attacks, but these attacks will be claimed by Hizbul Mujahideen, because Pakistan wants to give it a local color, and that is why they know that Hizbul Mujahideen has cadre in Jammu and Kashmir, their overground network. If we speak of the, when we spoke to the officials who study the terrorism, who have worked along with the terrorism, they say that the Hizbul Mujahideen cannot be ruled out. Their ground presence, their cadres that are still active, though they have gone in hibernation. So now they are being activated again. Second thing is the Afghan nationals. Around 60 Afghan nationals have been trained by the Pakistan intelligence agency ISI through its terror groups. It's not indirectly that the ISI is dealing with the Afghan nationals, but it is Jaish and Lashkar that is dealing with them. And they are being planned to infiltrate to Indian territory so that they can carry out attack. And then Pakistan can say, if it comes into being that these are the Afghan nationals international. Pakistan can deny that they are non-state actors and Pakistan has nothing to do with them. Apart from that, also the focus of the Pakistan continues to be on the large-scale infiltration that is being planned from the Pir Panjal in the Jammu region, along with the dropping of weapon consignment using drones. And similar is the case that lies with the North Kashmir in the Kashmir Valley, because Pakistan is hell-bent to destabilize peace. Even what we are picking up from the internal sources that are telling us that Pakistan has also called back the commanders that were sent to Afghanistan post Operation Sindoor, because what Pakistan knew that only 9 of their 21 identified launch pads have been hit by India. So 12, they are still at the threat of being hit by India, and then what they did, that some of their commanders were sent to the Afghan soil but now have been brought back because ISI is ready with their nefarious plans to destabilize India, that how Hizbul Mujahideen will be taking the responsibility for what Lashkar and Jaish do, and also pushing in the Afghan terrorists into the Indian territory.
Okay, Gursimran, before I let you go, one more quick question. We are looking at winter setting in a couple of months. In fact, this time Jammu and Kashmir has seen early snow, which means that the window available for Pakistan to push in these terrorists is just that much time, about next 2 months. You think that the agencies have really cracked that plan, that Pakistan, right there in the shadow of Operation Sindoor, is trying to infiltrate more terrorists before winter sets in the valley?
Since this has been a regular affair that Pakistan uses this window to push in more and more terrorists, the agencies are active and they are actually working to preempt any such attempt being made by Pakistan. But what we have been able to speak to the officials in last couple of days, it was said that it is only the 21st or 22nd of August that there was a lull in the activities. Now they are saying that the activities will increase. These activities mean the terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir as well as from across the border. What is agencies are assuming that starting from 22nd of August, that has already happened. Now the activities will heat up any given point of time, and then Pakistan will try to move as many terrorists as they can, be it from the Kathua Samba international border or from the Rajouri-Poonch line of control, because Pakistan knows that they only have a very small window, though the focus will shift when there will be snow in upper reaches, and entirely it will be the Kathua and the Samba along with the Pathankot that will be the most active borders along with the Akhnur area. But for now, Pakistan is pushing its entire focus on the Pir Panjal and North Kashmir, as we mentioned earlier also, that their entire focus continues to be there so that they can push men as well as weapons into the Indian territory using drones, as this entire strategy has been set.
Okay. Thank you so much, Gursimran, bringing us that exclusive with agencies tracking ISI activity and finding that they are at it again post-Pahalgam, post-Operation Sindoor, trying to bring in fresh round of infiltration of terrorists into the valley with the machinations going on. Let's try to understand a little further. Joins us Colonel Shailendra Singh, Defense Affairs expert, someone who has worked there in the geography. Very good evening to you, Colonel Singh. And my first question to you is, Pakistan keeps bringing one or the other terror group center stage. Sometimes it's Jaish-e-Mohammed, the other times it's Lashkar-e-Taiba, and now it seems it's falling back to Hizbul Mujahideen. And this Afghan element. What do you make out of this information that's been brought to us by Gursimran through agencies?
Namaskar. Let me tell you, Abhishek, at the start, you think Pakistan is too smart. We had expected this even before launch of Sindoor. This was part of it. Indian Defense Forces know every damn thing of this game which they are playing. We are absolutely prepared for it. It's an absolute layman knowledge that inki itni pitai hui hai कि they cannot afford another pitai. They know that. Why? That is why they are finding a way out as to how continue to create unrest in J&K and in India, and this time escape from that straight blame that yes, Pakistan did it. There will be no communication. They'll keep blaming Jaish. They'll keep blaming, Lashkar, and Hizbul Mujahideen will keep supporting. The bigger part of my concern comes in when the Afghanis get involved. We got a good relation with Afghanistan. We would not like to spoil it. But let me tell you one thing. As a Fauji, we admire that, yes, Afghanis are good fighter. They are quite dedicated fighters. We know that. And we have the experience with them maybe about 15 years back when they were quite active. But at the same time, in 15 years, we have also learned how to handle whom. Let me tell you one thing, Pakistan will keep trying this. Not once, twice, 10 times. You do another Sindoor, you do 10 more Sindoor, they will keep doing it. The only answer to this is that let this be stopped each and every time when there is an indicator, intelligence that from the launch pad they are being launched. Let us attack that. Let us kill them there. This is not my country where they will be allowed to come and then I kill them. No, it should not be. First intelligence, first strike. We'll clarify the question answer later on. We'll clarify diplomacy later on. And I think we are quite prepared for it. You will see that this time that the success for the terrorism support can be there, but we will not let them operate here the way they are planning. We are very clear, the border doesn't exist for us anymore. The nuclear bluff doesn't exist for us anymore. We are on a different level, and that is why we have said Operation Sindoor is continuing.
My next question to you is, if that be the case, you are saying we are prepared, we anticipated it, but do you see the possibility that this is happening? I mean, I have to bring this in, that this is happening because of the backing that Pakistan has got from the United States. It's the Americans. It's the Americans who are making Pakistan feel so emboldened to shrug off Operation Sindoor and its aftermath.
If you can allow me, I was expecting that Pakistan versus or inclusive America will come in. Let me tell you one thing. This is my own interpretation. Pakistan will do everything to disturb India, disturb its economies in a quest to prove to USA that, see, we are also doing something against India. Why? Because they want to, fuel up this, the angle of the tariffs and the war between so-called Trump and India. Complete USA is absolutely clear that doing anything against India is not in their interest. But Pakistan is trying to show off that, yes, whatever is your agenda, we will do it. And what more you require than a defense minister saying to the Westerners that we have been doing your dirty job. I think Pakistan is once again going to try and prove it to USA that, see, we are there, we will keep hurting, we will keep damaging, because the enemy of both is not India. It is the rising economy of India, the way India is becoming an empire. And allow me to take this credit that as India, if we are rising, we will have to take fair share of criticisms and ups and downs. But if you get stuck with them, you will never grow up. India is on a path which is rampantly going upwards. We are on a Hathi Chal. We are on a Madmast Hathi Chal. Few dogs barking here and there, we will cater for it. But at the same time, there is always a possibility that USA, by getting impressed with whatever Pakistan is doing, may support it.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much, Colonel Shailendra Singh. With that perspective, in fact, we are on our guard, in fact, on the watch, and that's the reason why even beforehand our agencies could crack the ISI plot. And of course, as it happens, being forewarned is being forearmed. So obviously, we would succeed in foiling this terror plot again, yet again. On that note, we move on. And a breaking news development coming in from the European theater of war between Russia and Ukraine. In fact, reports coming in suggest that Ukraine has hit Russian nuclear power plant in Kursk region. And this has sparked a massive fire. This comes on a day when Ukraine is marking its Independence Day. And this drone attack was launched amid those festivities, if I could call them. And this has this attack has forced a sharp fall in the capacity of the reactor. And this is one of the biggest nuclear power plants in Russia. We have to understand still as to whether this has caused any potential nuclear radiation leak. And we have seen earlier Russia, for example, targeting the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant on the Ukrainian side. And now we are seeing the Ukrainians carrying out one of the deadliest drone attacks in the last couple of months. But what is more important is that this is coming in the backdrop of all the peace efforts and the high diplomacy that's been going on, led by President Trump of the United States to somehow bring ceasefire, if not ceasefire, peace, if not peace, some pullback, but nothing seems to be working. Kritarth Patanayak joins us on this for more from the newsroom. Kritarth, what can you share about this attack? Where has it exactly happened? Which nuclear plant, and what's the latest status in terms of any danger of nuclear radiation leak?
Abhishek, this has happened at the Kursk nuclear power plant, which is only 60 kilometers from the front lines, is what we are told, about 38 miles off north. And what is the latest update is from the International Atomic Agency, IAEA, which is now saying that there is no nuclear leak. Now, Russian authorities are reporting that the Kursk power plant was hit after 95 Ukrainian drones were intercepted on the intervening nights. And subsequently, this attack that took place, one of the transformers, or auxiliary transformer is what the Russians are saying, was hit, which has now forced 50% reduction of output in reactor number 3 at the Kursk nuclear power plant. That's the latest that we are picking up. So far, radiation levels were normal and there were no reported injuries from the fire that the drone strike had sparked at the power plant. The reactors are operating without power generation and one is undergoing scheduled repair. So that is the status of the 3 reactors at the Kursk power plant there. About 94 Ukrainian drones launched. The Russians have successfully intercepted them. One of them landed up in an auxiliary transformer, is the technicality, was the Russians are telling us, which led to a massive fire. Obviously, there were no casualties, is what the Russians are telling us at the moment. But it is very interesting that the Canadian Prime Minister is in Kiev today for the Independence Day celebration. And despite of that major attack on an energy infrastructure body, the IAEA has called both sides to show restraint on energy infrastructure. Particularly, nuclear power plants should not be targeted at any cost, is what the IAEA is saying.
Okay, Kritarth, stay with us. In fact, we have Tatiana joining us from Moscow for more on this. Tatiana, you are closer to the ground. Are you getting to hear that while the attack has happened, this is still away from any possibility of radiation leaks? And what's been the Russian response?
Look, both Russian authorities and the IAEA monitoring have confirmed that the radiation levels at the Kursk nuclear plant area are normal. The Russian authorities are continuing to monitor it, obviously. However, there have been no casualties. There was a small local fire that has been put out, and there is no, right now, we're not expecting any immediate threats.
All right. Thank you so much, Tatiana, with those details coming in. Tatiana Kukareva, Russian journalist, joining us and sharing those details with us about a Ukrainian attack in Kursk region of Russia, which is on the western periphery bordering Ukraine. And remember, this is coming in the backdrop of the intense diplomacy we have seen panning out over the last fortnight, with President Putin flying down to Alaska and meeting President Trump there. That B-2 bomber fly past given to him. And subsequently, President Trump meeting the European leadership along with Zelensky at the White House. And now on the Independence Day of Ukraine targeting Russian nuclear power plant in a drone attack, which means that clearly both sides are refusing to pull back. And all the diplomacy that Trump has carried out has not yielded any results as yet. On that note, we come to an end of this bulletin, friends. A lot of live and breaking also came in between. This is exclusive, but short break on the other side. Be there for Get Me Right.